Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wahyu Sendrawaru. In this occasion, I would like to review the material that we have learned at Language Learning Strategy subject with Mr. Idam. First of all, we learn about language learning strategies. What are language learning strategies? Language learning strategies, or LLS, are the specific technique or action used by learners to improve their progress in acquiring a new language. The strategies help learners understand, remember, and use the language more effectively. According to Oxford 1990, LLS are tools that learners use to make learning easier, faster, more enjoyable, and more transferable to new situations. There are three key characteristics of language learning strategies. The first is they support communication and comprehension. The second is they involve active involvement from the learner, and they can be taught and improved. Oxford also classified LLS into two major groups. The first is direct strategies, which is used directly with the language, which involve mental processing of the language and help learners store, retrieve, and use language. And the second is indirect strategies, which support language learning without direct use of the language, which help manage the learning process and involve organizing, evaluating, and interacting. There are three types of direct strategies. The first is memory, cognitive, and then compensation strategies. In the memory strategies, help learners store and recall new information, for example, like grouping vocabulary, using imagery, and creating mental association. And the second is cognitive strategies, which involve manipulating or transforming the languages. For example, we can use like repetition, summarizing, using mind maps, and practicing sounds or sentence pattern. And the last direct strategies is compensation strategies. We use this to overcome gaps in knowledge. For example, we can guessing the meaning from context using gestures and repressing or using synonyms. There are For the indirect strategies, there are also three types. The first is metacognitive, affective, and social strategies. For the metacognitive strategies involve planning, monitoring, and evaluating learning. For the example is like setting goals, organizing study time, and self-monitoring during tasks. And the next indirect strategy is affective strategies, which help manage emotion, attitudes, and motivation. For example, is like positive self-talk, relaxation technique, and rewarding oneself. And the last is social strategies, which involve learning through interaction with others. For example, like asking questions, practicing with native speakers, and participating in group works. To assess language learning strategies can be done to understand learner preferences and improve teaching method. Common assessment tools include such as like questionnaire, or we can just interview or think aloud protocol. We ask the learner to describe their thinking while performing a task, and we can also do observation and journal. We can record the strategy used during activities, and we can also do self-assessment checklists to help learners reflect on the strategy used. Why did we use the assessment? The purpose of the assessment is to identify strategy used by successful learner, and then to inform teaching approach, and to train learner in using more effective strategies. There are also something like networking as a social strategies. Networking refers to actively building and maintaining relationship with others who use or are learning the target language. The purpose of networking is increase opportunities for authentic communication, provide access to support system and shared resources, and encourage motivation through social connection. The example for networking is like we can join language exchange community, whether online or offline. We can participate in forum, discussion group, or social media in the target language, and we can attend language club, study group, or cultural event. And we can also connect with peers, teacher, or native speaker for practice. We can we can find the best strategies for us so that we can effectively learn the new language. That's all the material that we have learned. Sorry for my mistake, or there are a lot of material that I haven't explained. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.